The North-South Shootout on a Thursday night is underway at Florence Speedway. They did it turn one. A pair of Club 29s on the front row, right ground at turn number two. Down the back straightaway, it's Lanigan and Hudson O'Neal.
Darrell Lanigan going to use momentum, and he'll take the lead down the back straightaway. O'Neal going to drop down to the low side of the racetrack with Jimmy Owens. McCready up the racetrack into the number 4 spot.
And McCready looking for a good points night tonight. If he has a good night, he overtakes Scott Blucas for a second down the back straightaway. It's Lanigan, Owens down, or Hudson O'Neal runs in third. Redden over to fourth, McCready fifth. Battle between Eckert and Pearson up at turn 4. Lanigan still in control.
And Brandon Overton had a strong run here, the winner when the Southern All-Star Series visited, or the Southern National Series visited us here at Florence Speedway. He currently runs in 5th, and on the move up high, it's going to be the car number 4. Mahoney's on the move.
Darrell Lanigan down the main straightaway. He won that thrilling victory over his teammate, Clint Boyer teammate Don O'Neal back in May at Atomic Speedway over in Chillicothe, Ohio. Meanwhile, Owens bits the lead. Jimmy Owens, 2 Lucas Oil wins. Both of those have come in the home state of Tennessee this year at Tazewell and Smoky Mountain at turn 4. Owens battling on the inside.
Jimmy Owens taking a look on Darrell Lanigan. Lanigan has won a lot of big races in his career, but he has never been able to put the north-south and hung that thing on his belt, and he'd love to do it. This is his home track, and he'd love to finally notch a big win here. A good warm-up tonight in the north-south shootout and get ready for the $50,000 to win a race here tomorrow night.
Good 3-car battle now. Darrell Lanigan, the Clint Boyer 14, Jimmy Owens, the Ramirez Rocket, and Hudson O'Neal, the Todd Burns Club 29 down the back straightaway. O'Neal now to the top. 5 in the books. They work lap 6. McCready runs in 4th. 5th is Overton. 6th is Pearson. 7th is Eckert. 8th runs Josh Richards.
Top 3 cars beginning to get a bit of a breakaway, and it's probably about 10 car lengths or so back to the 4th place running Tim McCready. Overton runs in 4th. Earl Pearson Jr. make that. Owens runs in 5th. Earl Pearson Jr. in 6th. And moving up through the field, Rick Eckert currently running in 7th in that car number 7.
Darrell Lanigan, the iRacing.com, Clemens Powered Club 29. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Here comes O'Neal down the back straightaway. Hudson O'Neal will run on Jimmy Owens into turn number 3. O'Neal looking for the clean sweep tonight, the 16-year-old. He set Miller Welter's fast time. He won a seat earlier. Down the main straightaway. Here comes O'Neal on the outside of Owens. Into turn 1, Brad. Good race for the lead.
Well, those top 3 cars have really begun to break away from the rest of the field, but they've got a hornet's nest of cars coming up in front of them. They're less than a straightaway from running into the back of the field, and they're racing 3 wide for the whole straightaway in front of them. It's going to get real interesting and tightening up on the back straightaway.
Holy cow, they are jammed up into third. They've been up front for the lead. Jimmy Owens on the bottom of turn number 2, and Jimmy Owens will take the lead. Lanigan battles back down the back straightaway. They go side by side into turn 3 as they work lap 10 here at Florence. Here comes Hudson O'Neal. Terrific race so far, 10 of the books at the line. New leader, Jimmy Owens, Brad.
The Newport Nightmare takes the point as they roll into the back of the traffic. And Jesse James Lay going to be the first man to go a lap down to the leader. Always has to check up a bit on the bottom as Lanigan now runs in the number 2 spot. Hudson O'Neal about 5 car lengths back into 3rd, about another 8 to 10 car lengths back to the 4th place running Tim McCready. About the same distance back to Brandon Overton, half a straightaway back.
Terrific battle, 11 down, 39 to go down the back straightaway. Lanigan back for the lead down the back straightaway. Lanigan on the outside has the advantage now. Owens behind Jesse James. They're side by side in turn 4. Lanigan may retake the lead down the main straightaway, down the front stretch, and Lanigan playing those back in front.
Darrell Lanigan will retake it by about 5 inches as they cross the line. Owens now trying to move up the racetrack. He's been pretty much hanging on to the bottom of the racetrack as Darrell Lanigan has been running the high side of the track, and they've got traffic high and low. Owens going to go right between the 2 lap cars. He'll retake the lead down the front straightaway.
What a race. O'Neal 3rd, McCready 4th, pedaling hard. Here comes T-Mac into turn number 2 now. He will start to pick up the pace down the back straightaway. McCready 3rd of the points. Pearson runs 4th, or rather 5th. Then it's Richards, it's Overton, then it's Eckert. Then you have Mike Marler, Zach Dome, and Dennis Herb Jr.
And Darrell Lanigan back to the lead down the front straightaway as he got back to the inside of Jimmy Owens as they begin to thread their way through the traffic. And now Owens is on the top and Lanigan is on the bottom. They're coming around to complete lap number 15.
Here they come on to turn number 4 down the main straightaway, 35 to go at Andy so far. Down the main straightaway, Jimmy Owens back in front. They have switched on. Lanigan's left. Lanigan, I go Darrell. And he saves it. He saves it somehow. His teammate Don O'Neill did that at East Bay, but Hudson O'Neill now goes to second. Hudson O'Neill for the lead off the turn 4, Brad. Here comes the 16-year-old. Michael Page slows, goes to the infield. Bloomquist, the final car in the lead lap. Out of turn number 4, the left 13 to go. Lap 37 of the books. Jimmy Owens. O'Neill charging it into turn number 1. Out of turn number 2, O'Neill trying to keep it up there. Very little cushion left against the wall down the back straightaway. Darrell Lanigan third, Tim McCready is fourth. Into turn 3. O'Neill still plenty of time, Brad. 12 to go.
And Darrell Lanigan continues to hover right there in the number 3 spot. He's about 3 car lengths behind Hudson O'Neill down the front straightaway, but he can't linger too long because T-Mac is about 2 car lengths behind him and closing once again down in 1 and 2. Owens takes a look to the inside of Bloomquist, cannot pull the trigger.
Is there enough on the bottom? Owens doesn't want to make the wrong move. The driver running second has the advantage, Brad, because he can see in front of Owens. Further than Jimmy can behind Everett and Bloomquist. O'Neill on the bottom out of turn number 2 for the lead.
And Hudson O'Neill takes a look down low. He'll get back in line down the back straightaway. And now Owens has to drop down to the inside of the racetrack. He'll try to slide up and almost makes contact with the slower car, the car number 11 out there of Hudson Hubbard.
Oh, wow. They're 2 by 2 for the lead. Are you kidding me? Now to turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Owens, O'Neill, Lanigan, McCready down the back straightaway. Lanigan on the bottom. Lanigan to throw the slider. There comes Darrell up top, and Lanigan in front of O'Neill. Out of turn 4, 9 to go. Owens still leads. Barely. Lanigan and Hudson O'Neill side by side for second into turn number 2.
And Hudson O'Neill throws the slider. T-Mac now right in the mix. Lanigan with a crossover. And down the back straightaway, Lanigan back to the number 2 spot. He's going to have 7 laps to go. Make that 8 laps to go this time by. He tries to close in on Jimmy Owens. Owens will throw the slider on the slower lap car of Austin Hubbard.
Into turn number 2, here comes Lanigan. McCready right there, O'Neill on the bottom. They tried to go 3 wide momentarily for second down the back straightaway. McCready now into third. They'll have 7 to go coming up lap 43. It's not over yet. Hudson O'Neill digging on the bottom. Digging hard on the bottom of 71. O'Neill trying to get up there, but right now he's back into fourth. Oh, it's almost slipped up at turn number 2. Here comes Lanigan. 7 to go, Brad.
Tim McCready to the number 3 spot. He works past the O'Neill down and coming down the front straightaway. He now runs in the number 3 spot, now closing on Darrell Lanigan.
Yeah, you wonder what Owens is going to do, Brad. If he goes low, Lanigan may go around him. Here comes McCready right there at turn number 2. Now McCready down the back straightaway. Here they go. 5 to go coming up. Jimmy Owens, Darrell Lanigan, Tim McCready, Hudson O'Neill. Who's going to win it here tonight at Florence? 5 to decide it.
Looks like Darrell Lanigan is having a hard time keeping that car on the cushion down through 1 and 2 as he tries to continually bump that right rear over the cushion. And T-Mac's closing. He's right on the rear bumper. And Lanigan will get a little bit, about 2 car lengths down the back straightaway. Laps are winding down. It'll be 4 to go.
Yeah, he hit the cushion too hard. He almost got in the wall. Mine Ken Robinson into 1. Jimmy goes to the bottom. Let's see what it cost him. Lanigan will stay married to the top out of turn number 2. Good move by Owens. Down the back straightaway. 4 to go.
And Owens now with K-Rob between himself and the second place running Darrell Lanigan. Tim McCready continues in third. Hudson O'Neill in fourth. And it'll be Earl Pearson Jr. continues to run in the number 5 spot. But he's in a battle right now with Bobby Pierce. Laps are going to wind down. 3 to go on this one. But Bobby Pierce trying to break into the top 5.
Battle there, back there. Battle for the lead now. Owens by 5 car lengths into turn number 4. And he'll have 2 to go. And Bobby Pierce under Pearson. Bobby Pierce moves to 5th. 3 to go. Make it 2 to go. Jimmy Owens into turn number 1. Trying to get around the 0 of Scott Bloomquist down the back straightaway. Here comes Lanigan, McCready, and O'Neill. White flag.
It'll be 1 to go. Jimmy Owens has done a masterful job through the traffic here tonight. He continues to hang on to that lead. He's been chasing Scott Bloomquist, trying to get him a lap down for about the last 40 laps, but unable to get it done. He'll continue to follow him through the traffic. The top 3 all within about 3-4 car lengths down on the back straightaway. Darrell Lanigan, the white flag is out. They're on the final lap. Lanigan cannot set it for a slider. Jimmy Owens off the high side. It's the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens.
I told you before the night started, Jimmy Owens, that you were my pick this weekend. Now, I kind of meant Saturday. I didn't know that you'd come out so hot tonight. But as far as this race goes, it was really good. Behind you, it was like a wild pack of dogs when you see this video. Were you ever nervous up front at all, or knowing how close those guys were behind you?
Well, I know the bottom was pretty good, and because we got the lead on the bottom, but then it felt like it's just super slow. And when I look up top, top looked like it was going to be good right again that cushion, and I was just running out trying not to abuse my stuff and everything, and the cruise, and we was able to edge by Darrell there while he was running the high side, but then we was able to jump up there and maybe extend her lead a little bit, but then it kept getting a little slower and a little slower and a little slower, and next thing you know, I think, man, I need to be back down on the bottom, but this top's pretty good too, so I don't need to leave it open for somebody that's got their stuff rolling up there. So it was kind of a sitting duck, and I didn't know where to be. They said I chopped Darrell off there at one time. I didn't see that. I could hear someone around, but you don't really know. You're paying attention. You don't know exactly where they're at. But it was a good race. I had a good time.
It's such a cliche when you're the leader. Sometimes it's worse because you don't know where to go, especially on a racetrack like that tonight. The bottom's good, the middle's good, the top's good. That had to be kind of hard. You just never really knew where to go, did you?
No, I didn't. And it was just like you say, all lanes were good, and wherever you move, you almost leave the other one open. So it was just an awesome race and a lot of racing and a lot of passing. So, I was glad for the track to have a good race and for everyone to be involved.
I know you well enough to know that this one seems like Jimmy Owen's pretty happy tonight. Just to start this weekend like this, things were good at Cedar Lake last week. The week before that at Fairbury were pretty good too. It seems like things are clicking in the right direction from the outside looking in. Is that a fair assessment for my sake that this 20 team is going the right direction right now?
I like to think we are. We've just new teams, new guys, new cars. Just changing our program here and there, and just everybody's just come on board and helped, and it's helped us out and making us a lot more consistent. And as long as we're consistent, you're going to get wins.
Last thing, Jimmy Owens always has a get-right win every year, I feel like. He wins one race, and then bam, here they come. He wins 4, 5, 6 after. It is tonight maybe that get-right win.
Gosh, I sure hope so. It's been a long time since we won 4, 5, or 6 after. But no, I mean, the car's good. We got a good enough car to do it, a good enough team, good enough equipment, and maybe we can put this red line oil car up front some more.
One quick thing last, Hudson said if he got to you, he didn't know what he was going to do. He said, I would have hated to do him dirty, but it would have been my first win. Were you ready for that Hudson O'Neal move?
I was expecting, especially when I come off. I kept driving in the corners a little harder than what I felt like I needed to, so I left me a sitting duck coming off. And I was waiting to hear him come off that high side, and then the slide job going in the corner. I mean, it was awesome. It was a good race. It was a fun race.